I spat out a gold ring. Then, after that, I went to a pawn shop and took out all the gold rings I had. The shop owner was stunned by what she saw. Then I told her the exact specifications of the gold.
98 grams, 18-karat gold.
But she didn't believe the gold was real, so she decided to test it. While waiting, I noticed a pile of old electronic parts in the corner. I picked up some components and started taking them apart. Soon, I assembled a small signal receiver. The shop owner watched me so focused on that junk. She thought I might be mentally challenged. So she tried to cheat me, planning to buy my gold at a very low price. But that was impossible. Then I took my device and left the pawn shop. I followed the coordinates shown on the receiver, completely unaware that the money in my pocket had fallen out. The flying bills caught the attention of passers-by, but I didn't notice anything. I just looked up at the sky. Suddenly, a giant spaceship appeared in front of me. On its screen was footage of my home planet being destroyed. Then I snapped out of my shock. A man punched me in the face. A group of bandits beat me up and stole all my money. At that moment, a woman driving by saw what was happening. She immediately pulled out a gun and scared the robbers away after saving me. She asked what I was doing. I only gave her an address. Although she was confused, she still drove me to the destination. When I got out of the car,
It is right. You are meant to come with me.
the woman thought I was insane, so she wanted to leave quickly. But just then, my body began to change. I turned into a terrifying monster. The woman was terrified. She pointed her gun at me and told me to back away. But she didn't know that I wasn't from Earth. Then I slowly walked toward the center of the storm. Seeing my madness, the woman tried to come back to save me. But the raging storm stopped her from moving forward. By that time, I had already reached the storm's center. Amid the chaos, I seemed to return to my home planet. I saw Thomas Newton. He was the first alien to come to Earth, and my purpose for coming this time was to find him.
Watching the bus slowly approach, I made a bold decision. I ran to the other side of the road, then took off the cross pendant from my neck, and pulled a Muslim headscarf from my bag to cover my head. Then I waved to stop the bus. The driver didn't answer me. He clearly saw through my disguise, but he didn't expose me. I got on the bus successfully. All the passengers inside were Muslims. I sat down nervously. At that time, the country was in the middle of a civil war. There was violent conflict between Muslims and Christians, and civilians were often massacred. The air inside the bus was filled with tension. As the bus kept moving, I eventually fell asleep. Before long, I was woken by noise outside. An armed soldier walked past me. I quickly stood up, joining the other passengers to watch the driver negotiating with the soldiers. Suddenly, I ducked down to take cover. Many passengers were hit. I turned around and saw a mother and daughter covered in blood. The mother held her child tightly in her arms. I lifted my head slightly and saw the soldiers outside laughing. They clearly didn't care about anyone on the bus. Then I heard footsteps on the roof. A soldier had climbed up there. They carried barrels of gasoline and began pouring it over the bus. Despair quickly spread through everyone inside. I was the only one who hadn't been injured. The mother and daughter pressed toward the door, trying to avoid the dripping gasoline. I took out my cross pendant. Looking at the mother and daughter, I felt deep sadness and despair. Then the soldiers dragged me off the bus. I tried to take the child with me. Then the soldiers opened fire on the bus. But the child didn't understand I was trying to save her. She kept screaming for her mother, so the soldiers realized I had been lying. I tried desperately to protect the girl, but the soldiers forced us apart. The child broke free and ran back to her mother, and I could only watch helplessly as it all happened.
That day, we ran into an ambush while patrolling the streets. Molly and I rushed over immediately, but when we got close, we realized it was no ordinary accident. It turned out 2 aliens had caused the explosion. Molly and I grabbed our weapons from the car right away, but they moved so fast they easily dodged our bullets. Then Molly pulled a plasma rifle from under the rearview mirror. It could track heat and punch through energy shields, but the alien twins could reconfigure their bodies. Our attacks only delayed them for a moment. I then pulled out an energy machine gun and opened up on them. Molly supported my fire from the side, but even that couldn't stop them from coming forward. Then the creatures started to fight back. seeing that I had to use our heaviest weapon. I assembled a small rocket launcher and fired a missile at them. The aliens were instantly burned to ash. But they still didn't die. Our backup finally arrived, and the aliens temporarily retreated. In that moment, I realized these alien species were far stronger than we imagined. We had to find their weakness fast. Following the clues, we tracked them to a nightclub. It was the aliens' secret hangout where illegal deals went down. Sure enough, we found the twin aliens there again, and discovered they were afraid of a certain sound frequency. But the club was packed. To avoid hurting civilians, we decided to lure the twins out to the beach.